everybody? Welcome back to the Co-op Stop, the only show where Sam Woods and I, and every other week a guest, join us and talk about video games. It's the only show on the internet that does that. It's very unique. Anyways, joining me, as always, here to my left, King of the Woods himself, Sam Woods, over here. How you doing, Sam?
I'm good, man. It's good to be back. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's definitely good to be back. On a note that if you didn't see the video, was 2 weeks ago we forgot to record, and we're so busy and we're like, we can't do this, so I just put in an update video. But now we're back. We're back. Hopefully, still figuring out scheduling. Should be good for now. But below me is the one, the only Mario Rivera. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, guys? How you doing?
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, not a problem. Thank you so much for having me on here.
Yeah. All right.
It's a pleasure.
So, boys, are we jumping right into it?
Are we doing it?
What?
We doing it?
Wait, I think we're doing it. Ready?
Yes, we can.
What are we playing?
Oh boy.
Go on, Mario.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with Mario. Let's see what Mario.
Oh boy. Well, the only game that honestly has zapped my time when I have any free time has actually stupidly been Ghost of Tsushima, which, as much as I sound like it, is a good game. It's just, oh my god, that game is a time suck. It is filled with so many side quests or side things you can do. Really, I think that's questionable at best. But I've been following a lot of foxes. I've been following a lot of birds. I have been, cliff diving for certain things. I've been clearing out the map, fighting duels. I've been doing a lot of stuff in that game, and I heavily believe, I think I've played a lot of that more than I've played Persona this year, and I'm very upset with myself because the main story is very short, and I decided to just expedite my time in that game for so much, partially because that game is very, very beautiful. So, I can't complain on that level, especially since I got a PS4 Pro this year just because I wanted to play beautiful 4K games on my new 4K television. So I guess I can't complain really, but that has been a fun journey to experience and play through that game. Even if I find the main story to not be the most compelling at the end of the day, I do really love, especially this generation, Sucker Punch games, because PS3 era, I actually didn't get the PS3 until very late in the cycle. That's how I was able to play like Last of Us. I only played, I think, the first Infamous game. I never got a chance to really play deep into the second one. So being able to play First Light and then, of course, Second Son earlier this year, I platinumed Second Son. I've gone both directions and I beat it on hard mode. To actually play through Ghost, which is a game that I have no faith that I'll be able to platinum because there's just too much stuff to still do. I gotta say I did enjoy myself. Now, is it my game of the year? Even though I probably spent more time in this game than I've ever had ever, I wouldn't say so. I think Last of Us is still holding that down for me personally. I am just excited to play other games though. So, like Fall Guys came, and I still haven't put enough time and dedication to it like I want to. I just bought it on PC today, so I'm excited to play that more often. But yeah, Ghost definitely took my time. I have finally, I don't know if anyone's followed me on Twitter and saw my problems with Xbox and not being able to play Peace Walker. I'm finally playing Peace Walker. That is a mobile game that is on a big screen, so it's not what I was expecting, but I'm here for it. I looked to see how long that game is. I'm excited to be through it, and then I'm going to move on to hopefully Spiritfarer or Battletoads or something like that, or Tell Me Why, which is apparently out. Very excited.
Nice.
Ain't nothing but a heartbreak, let me tell you.
No, ain't nothing but a heartbreak.
But yeah, I also have been playing.
That's the tagline of the game.
Yeah. Oh man, they missed the opportunity. I've been, as well as Mario, I've been playing some Ghost of Tsushima. Continuing my journey as Jin Sakai. A review up on DualShockers that I edited together by the one, the only Michael Ruiz. and Mario did the voice acting for voice acting. Is it VO?
It was questionable.
Yeah, I don't know if we call us voice actors, but yeah, I kind of share the same sentiment. I just beat Act 1. I'm just doing all the side quests. It's very much a podcasty sort of game for me. Like, it's fun to just kind of lose yourself in and just have some fun being a samurai. I think the world itself is overall way better than anything else in the game. I enjoy that, but I started Spiritfarer. I really enjoy that game. As just like the experience. It seems very, like, from the opening hour that I played of it, it seems very up my alley in terms of subject matter. I really like exploring like the death of things, which is really weird, but like the concept of death. Yeah, right. And exploring the death. Sorry, I just stepped there for a second. But yeah, I again been playing some Ghost of Tsushima, and finally delving into. I'm 12 hours into Persona 5 Royal, and now that I've started it, I can't put it. 12 hours.
First 12 hours.
First 12 hours. A second favorite game of all time, Persona 5. Now finally, what is it? 4 months. Is it longer? It's longer than that since it came out.
March.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Time is a flat circle. But I finally am delving into it, and I'm enjoying every single minute of it. I really like the changes that they've done. I'm figuring out stuff that I didn't do in my first playthrough. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I've just sunk so much time into that.
I had it for a month early, and I still didn't put enough time in it. And I feel so bad.
Yep, it's one of those. Go ahead.
The new stuff in it is so good, honestly.
Yeah. Like, I gotta get there.
I say persevere. There's no persevering. The whole game is just a fucking delight. But
I agree.
That new stuff at the end is just chef's kiss.
I'm excited. I am excited.
Yep, I agree. I played a little bit more grounded with some friends. Love that game. The game's really fun. I think they just announced new content for it.
An update.
So that's gonna be fun to delve back into. There's another game. There's a few other games that I'm trying to delve into that are like of the past. I just saw, like, this is totally random games. I just saw that the .hack GU last free code on PS4 was on sale, so I might pick that up. And just because I loved the anime, watching that and when I was a kid, and so I was like, all right, well, I might check it out. So that I might check out. There's just a couple others. I played some Warzone. Obviously been playing some Fall Guys with some friends. Just your normal stuff. I feel like there's more that I've been playing, but nothing really of substance in terms of that. Oh, I have been playing, now that I can say it, actually, I have been playing Crystal Chronicles, and boy, the remaster is not good.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, it's I also haven't played it multiplayer yet, so that's probably my issue. But from everything that I've heard from the multiplayer, it's been a disaster trying to get people into a party, and it's much worse of a game than I remember it being.
Yeah, because I didn't have a GameCube, and I always wanted to try that game. And the fact that, it is a multiplayer game is perfect for now. And
yeah,
it sucks that it doesn't sound like it lives up to
expectations.
I was looking for an excuse to buy a game for my Switch.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, it also could just be me, but it's one of those things where, and again, prefacing, I haven't played multiplayer yet, so maybe once I get multiplayer, I'm like, okay, this changes my experience with it. But it's just, there's not a whole lot of substance in it. I was telling Scott White about it, because he was talking about wanting or getting it, and I was like, man, the first like review code I get for DualShockers, and I absolutely hate it. So yeah, but it's one of those things where I keep trying to jump into it. I'm like, I'm gonna get it. It's gonna click this time. And then it just doesn't. I hope that multiplayer will change that, but not as of right now.
Well, keep playing because I need you to capture footage so you can edit the video for
Yeah,
it.
right.
There you go.
I hate every minute of it.
That was me, and I don't know what game it was. There was a game where I had to record footage for it, and I didn't want to do it. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Well, my first thing you had me record was the Last of Us stuff, and you had me record the opening bits of The Last of Us 1, and I just like was literally like as I was recording it, I'm just like crying. It's like every time. It doesn't matter the context.
It's not even in the video, which I love.
Exactly. I was like, I know Mario just wants to torture me. But Sam, what have you been playing?
So speaking of review codes, I done my first review over the last couple of weeks for DualShockers, and I got to play Battletoads. That is a damn fun game.
Is it?
Let me tell you that. Yeah, it's far from perfect. Like some of it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But the art direction, brilliant. The music, fantastic. The writing didn't particularly hit home for me. Like reading a lot of other reviews, people are saying they found it genuinely hilarious. For me, it didn't quite hit the spot. But as a whole, that game is really damn fun and like a great example of what a Game Pass game should be. Like it took me probably 6 hours to beat on the middle difficulty, but that for the most part I had a really good time. Then I played a little indie game called Yes Your Grace. Have either of you heard of it?
No.
Ooh, that sounds vaguely familiar, but I couldn't picture it.
So it's like a brutally difficult management sim type thing. You play a king, you have next to no resources, so you have to manage your money, your supplies like food.
Fable 3.
Right.
Kind of, except it's kind of all text based,
Sure.
and then your village's happiness. There's like an invasion from barbarians, and you have to like build up your resources, build into that without pissing off your kind of citizens, and then there's this whole overarching story whilst you're managing your family and stuff like that. I'm not going to be able to do it justice by explaining it, but that's another like real fun game. I think I picked it up for like 10 quid on the Switch. So that was really fun. And then I finally bit the bullet. I've had this game sitting in its cellophane wrapping since it came out, but I started playing Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE Encore.
Yeah. What do you think of it?
It's another fun game. Like, it's hard coming from Persona 5 Royal, which is my game of the year this year. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to like remove that from my head, but it's kind of hard. So it doesn't live up to those standards, but it's like a fun JRPG with some decent systems and cool crossover with Fire Emblem. Yeah, I'm having a good time.
Is it primarily in the world of Persona or Shimigane world?
It's
or how does it mix the elements of Final Fantasy? I'm sorry, not Final Fantasy, Fire Emblem into this?
So in Persona you have personas. In Tokyo Mirage Sessions you have like these mirages that are helping you, which are essentially personas, but they are Fire Emblem characters. So you play as one guy and his mirage is Chrom. And then it goes like that. So as far as I can see, it's mostly like an Atlas JRPG with just very small sprinklings of Fire Emblem. When you level up, it plays the Fire Emblem level up music and little things like that.
In terms of the characters in the game, are they just as memorable as like a Persona game? Like Persona 4, I mean that's still my group. Persona 5 is still fantastic. Are characters anywhere near their level?
I wouldn't say so. They're cool.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. What I'm I say struggling. I'm not struggling because it's a really good game, but it's all about performance and you're all actors or singers. And I don't know, that whole premise doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
It's all based on like the idols.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's a totally good video game. Like, don't get me wrong. It's just it's not Persona.
Yeah.
And I need to stop comparing games to Persona because, like Nick, it's one of my top 3 games of all time. So other stuff's not going to live up to that. But yeah, it is a good game.
Well, it was perfect when it came out before Persona 5 because it was a nice primer. It's a very nice primer, but I think now it's too hard not to compare it to Persona 5 and or any of the Shin Megami Tensei, I suppose.
Yeah, those are the games I'm going to be afraid to be comparing to because those are coming out very soon, and I want to play those too now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, the other thing I forgot to mention, the other thing that I was playing is xCloud, and I know Mario has been playing as well.
Yes.
I'm having varied success with it. Sure. I will play. So I bought a game on Stadia, surprisingly. Rage 2 was like $2 on Stadia, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm buying Rage just to try it out to see if what the difference is. And like Rage 2 runs flawlessly on my phone, and I can play a decent amount of like Halo multiplayer and other games, but it does chug at times with xCloud. I hope that's just a beta thing. I hope it's more of just like it's just this time period.
Are you playing primarily on Wi-Fi, or are you doing
Wi-Fi? I've only played on Wi-Fi. Yeah.
And then I don't think it matters what phone, but what phone do you use?
I have a Samsung Galaxy S8.
Okay, yeah, I mean it's still a comparable phone, so
so I've been having a little bit of a hard time with it, but not enough to be like, oh, I'm like this is ruining my experience. Like I could do multiplayer with Halo, and I'm like, oh, this is really fun, but it's also very weird playing Halo 5 multiplayer on your phone with a PS4 controller.
I was playing it at work because I was showing my friend because we got the Kishi controller thing, and it ran wonderful. And at work, we actually have higher internet than I would say that I have here. It says business enterprise internet, which was pretty great results. But yeah, no, I've been on and off using xCloud. It sounds weird. I've been using it for about a year now. And for some of the stuff that I've been able to do on it, which is crazy, like the fact that if I wanted to load it up in an Uber, I can. I could just start playing it, and I did that in the video, and I did it actually when they did the new re-release of Game Pass for beta, and it actually ran better this time, which gives me some better hope for 4G LTE live stream stuff. But when I got to try it on 5G, that's where it was like, this is great. I'm able to walk around the store and it works just as fine because it has such high speeds, capable to just stream it, almost flawlessly. So when we eventually get to that future, that's to me is the most exciting. But for now, I think Wi-Fi is still the way to go when it comes to doing it. Multiplayer is definitely interesting because I feel like there is a slight curve to it. It being somewhat of a little bit more of a latency, but I feel like over time there's a possibility that we might be able to get over it. To me, I'm still not a perfect shot for some reason on mobile than I was when I was playing, back in the day when I was really good at Halo. But then again, I could just be that I haven't played good Halo, haven't had good Halo skills in years. So
you're getting old, Mario.
I am slowly getting there. It sucks. By the time Halo 6 comes out, I'm just gonna be like, I'm totally out of it. But I'm hoping I am hoping though that this has brought me back to playing, and Halo's been bringing me back every year when like they announced the Master Chief Collection, and now they're like, oh, we're on PC, and every time it comes out, I pay the $10 and I don't even go in game, even though I can get it on Game Pass, I just pay for it because I know I want it forever. But ultimately, I say xCloud is definitely something I'm looking forward to. Right now, I really wish that the beta for streaming from your console was available widely, because I really want to play Peace Walker on my phone, because I don't really want to play it on my television right now. I want to be able to play it and then watch a movie or something.
Yep. That's what I primarily have been using it for, just like watching a podcast or like watching a movie or TV show that I'm like somewhat into. I'm gonna hold up some Halo 5 multiplayer, and start playing. Exactly. It's a great use case for it, but hopefully it gets better for me. I have 50 up and 50 down internet, so I have pretty decent internet, but hopefully, again, it stands the test of time. And with that, first off, I wanted to kind of talk about the state of co-op stop right now. I think we're gonna transition to a monthly thing, monthly uploads. Just so everybody knows, I forgot to do that in the intro, but and then we're gonna keep the same format, everything the same, just do a monthly so that we're not super like we realize like we over bit what we can chew. Yeah, so just want to put that out there. But other than that, we can delve into our top stories. 2 stories I want to talk about just really briefly, just to not tread over some some old ground. And we have stuff for it up on Dual Shockers. But opening night live, we just got done with the live stream over at Dual Shockers. You can hear our thoughts over at that video. And then DC Fandom announced 2 games: the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and Batman Gotham Knights. Sam,
Batman in the title.
Oh yeah, it's not Batman. It's just Gotham Knights. Yeah. So Sam, I wanted to give you a platform real quick and see what your thoughts are. Again, Mario and I have a Dual Shockers discussion over there.
The whole video on it. So.
Yep. So we've already talked about it. But Sam, what did you think of the games?
I'm intrigued. So as I was watching the Gotham Knight stuff, I came to the realization that I don't think I've played one of the Arkham games or one of the Batman games.
I think those are on sale too right now.
So I was like, do I need to play them? And I've come to the realization that I probably do, because I've heard they're fantastic. But yeah, Gotham Knight looks great. And then Suicide Squad depends, because is it going like games as a service route?
They never said it though. They just say 4-player co-op game. That's all they've said.
Mm-hmm. So if it goes the same route as the Gotham Knights, like where you can do it co-op, you can do it single player, then I'm in. If you're going to force me to do it multiplayer, like the Destinies, then I'm out.
It sounds like it's very much like Avenger style, where they will most likely be your Suicide Squad if you play it single player. But if you play with other people, it might be their versions of those characters. But as far as I know, they say Metropolis, so it's a big open city that just so happens to be story-based and missions. So who knows?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm kind of cautiously optimistic. See what they're all about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
play the games, play the Batman games.
Definitely play the Batman games. I don't think you need to for. I think Suicide Squad's still in the Arkham universe, I guess, but Gotham Knights is not. So
you can enjoy that no matter what.
Yeah, you can enjoy that no matter what, and that looks real fun. But one story we have here is Halo Infinite officially delayed to 2021. This is a bummer, but I can kind of see it coming. Unfortunately, they didn't even give like a spring or a fall. So I can only summarize this is probably either an early spring game or we ain't getting this till late next year.
I think we're getting it in November.
You think so?
Next year.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
I have a feeling that it's going to be pushed all the way back there. And partially it's because I feel like I don't know what they'll be ready for next Christmas either, you know? Yep. So I just feel like they're going to probably dedicate all that time to making sure that thing is correct and right. Yeah. While I wasn't even mad about what we've seen, to be honest.
No,
I mean, I'm not like some of the fans are just like, oh, this doesn't look like a new game. It looks like old Halo. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what they've been saying for like the last several years. I mean, granted, we have Craig the Brute, which obviously was a fun meme, but ultimately I'm just like, I wasn't focusing on that. But obviously the pandemic and everything that has happened has hindered some production. And honestly, I heard this week there was like new people that are like, hey, guess what? We're actually working with them to
Certain Affinity.
Yeah, Certain Affinity.
Corey Cudney over at
Corey Cudney.
Certain Affinity announced that he's working on that.
Yeah, so it's just like, yeah, no, I totally get. So I just don't see where you would release that in a year that would matter, unless of
Mm.
course it was like in that time frame of like November,
Yeah,
or
Sam.
summer like Halo 2. I don't know.
Right, Sam. What are your thoughts?
So when I do this podcast, I feel like I'm just a bad video gamer because, again, Halo for me doesn't do a lot. And this seems to be every episode of the Co-op Stop. It's like, best game ever, Sam. Don't
Right.
care. So yeah, I'm sad for people who like Halo because there's a lot of people who like Halo. But for me, yeah, cool, delay it as long as you need to make the game good.
It's an important game for sure because it's important for Xbox because not only have they not had this is their first like quote unquote exclusive that they've really had that's really like that. When people think, basically what I'm trying to say is when people think of Xbox, they think of Halo or they think of Gears. Like they need to really hit the nail on the head with this one, because the last Halo in terms of story was not very good, in my opinion. I do think the multiplayer was amazing, but anytime you talk about it, it's like Halo 5, not very good, and I think that they really need to reinvigorate that franchise after Bungie left. It's sad to see, and it's going to be interesting to see what their lineup is during the Series X launch. But at the same time, I can wait. Like honestly, like the Series X, like I've said it before, but Xbox is becoming a platform, and I'm all here for it. Like we just talked about just a second ago, with the xCloud, where like we're finding our way into that ecosystem somehow, and that's what Microsoft wants. So I'm not super worried about them as a platform at all. But yeah, and then next. Okay, go ahead.
Before you go there, I was going to say, it looks like you guys need a spin-off show about you co-oping playing Halo. That's all I got to say.
The Co-op Stop plays Halo.
There you go.
When we make a Patreon, when we hit a Patreon goal. Next up is Fall Guys officially is the most downloaded PlayStation Plus game of all time. 7 million Steam downloads as well. Man, this game keeps going and going and going, and Season 2 is around the corner.
No.
7 million downloads, and it's been out since what? It was out on the 4th of August.
Yeah, just earlier this month.
Just over 3 weeks, and it's got 7 million Steam downloads. That's obviously paid. So what? 20 quid or $20 times that by 7 million.
Yeah, you got a number.
You got a hell of a
30%, whatever
right.
are.
And then obviously the PlayStation Plus downloads. Fair play to Fall Guys, and you've got to give a shout out to like the Fall Guys Twitter account and the Fall Guys community manager, because that dude has just propelled the game to another level.
Yeah, that game is much deserved its place in the mythos right now. I think it's the perfect game for this time. In between like the heavy season of games and it's that spot, and I appreciate all of it. Especially I think what's really helped it, same with like Rocket League, is been on PlayStation Plus. It's getting the word out there, and I am looking forward to what it does down the road.
Yeah, it was the only game that actually broke me out of my Ghost of Tsushima funk, so I'm very happy that this game is doing well, and glad to see, obviously, everyone's participation in it on social media, especially with the companies that are getting involved. I mean, we almost got a toiletry as a sponsor on that thing, so I'm really excited to see what they have in store, especially after they announced everything for Season 2.
Well, it's definitely... I would say it's definitely a cool spin on the Battle Royale formula that we've seen, done to death so many times over recent years. So it's exciting to see that go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't recall a game that's made me this angry in quite a while. Like, I seethe when I play this game. Just, I have to turn it off because I know it's just going to ruin my day. Like... Call of Duty, anything I can take losing, but Fall Guys,
I'm good at platformers, damn it.
Yeah, but no, it's it deserves its success.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm probably gonna play more after this when we're all done. So
yeah. So the next and final story for the day. Rumors heating up about a new Switch model coming next year. Rumors have been heating up for years about a potential Switch Pro or Switch model of some kind. Sam, you're the Nintendo expert here. Do you think this is real?
Part of me wants it to be, part of me doesn't, because if the Switch model is real, I think I would choose that over a PS5 right now. So it's like I kind of don't want it to be real, so I can get my PS5 out of the way and then worry about the new Switch model later on. But you're starting to get reports out of like factories, and I saw like some new chips or some reported parts for it today. So it just seems like this time more than ever, it's probably got a little bit of credibility to it. It's meant to be launching early 2021 if it's true. So I imagine Nintendo will want to announce it before the PS5 and Xbox drop, so anybody who's on the fence like me, they can kind of take their money. But we'll see. I kind of hope so. I kind of don't.
Yeah, I agree. I like my little model I have now, and I don't want like exclusives to be on like the. And I don't Nintendo. First off, I don't want you to do a new Switch model. Like, come on, like think of a better name. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, like, I made the decree that this would be the generation that I will buy every iteration of the Switch.
Yeah.
I have the original launch one, obviously. I didn't do the refresh to the red box one that has like the faster. I didn't do that because I'm like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And then I, of course, got a light. I got the blue one, the teal one, I should say. And whatever this bad boy ends up being, you're damn right I'm getting it. Despite how much it ever ends up being, whatever it costs. Even if it is at 1080 everything display, I don't care. I'm still gonna buy it. But yeah, but in what you're about to say, like, I hope there isn't like a limitation for it, where it's the games that are optimized for it will not work for later gens. That's the only fear that I would have. Even though I'm not the guy that's like, I'm gonna play all of them on all the different systems. Once I usually, like, right now it's TV Switch, party out, go hang out Switch.
Yep.
I don't know if the Pro is just gonna be my Pro, like whatever it ends up working, But
yeah,
especially on that 4K television, if it ends up looking even better.
Yeah.
No, they've done that with like the 3DS, didn't they? And then the new 3DS, and then certain games would only work on it, and some would work on both, but they would just run like trash on the standard 3DS. So yeah, I'm with you guys. I hope they don't go down that route, but better screen, slightly better battery life, Joy-Cons that don't break, and I'm happy.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind like outputting at a higher resolution, but somehow that doesn't break the past games.
Yeah. Do we think it's going to be a handheld model as well, or do we think that it's going to be strictly the opposite of the Switch Lite?
I think it has to be an actual Switch. Like, it has to be able to do both. I think the Switch Lite was I love that title, by the way, the Switch Lite with Light Switch. I think they iterated with obviously just the standard light, which I think was fine, and I think it's great for kids. But if this is going to be a better spec model, then I also want that to work with the new television that I've gotten.
Yep.
If it is, for some people still a 1080p display, but for me, like, as someone who has a 4K television, I want it to look pretty on that too. So I don't know if we're gonna get 4K Mario anytime soon, but man, do I want to dream.
Same. All right, well, we can head over to the underrated game segment if y'all are ready. First off, I want to mention last time we had Ace of Green River with Shadowrun for the Xbox 360/PC, the original multiplayer one. Mario, what have you brought for us today? I've been waiting for it.
All right, so I've been teasing Nick about it, that it is a movie game from the PS1 era, because those are the only games that I think are considered underrated. Everything else is now considered a classic.
Yeah.
Gear or Filter, or,
It's like I was there day one.
yeah, right. Except I don't think no one's probably played this game other than me. But I played a little game. I'm actually gonna get this wiki ready into the chat. But I love a little movie did it star Kirsten Dunst? I think it did star Kirsten Dunst. Yeah, I think she's in it.
All right, I'm thinking about
And Tommy Lee Jones. A little movie called Small Soldiers. Have you heard of this movie, Small Soldiers?
Yeah.
Small Soldiers.
I love Small Soldiers. The Gorgonites versus the
Asha.
Commando Elite.
Beat
Some of the best early childhood creep movies that I remember playing. Directed by Joe Dante, if I'm not mistaken. Same person who brought you, of course, Gremlins. I played the little game Small Soldiers, the video game, and it's nothing like the movie, which is awesome. It's actually based on the world of Small Soldiers, the world that they believe that they're from. And that's what makes, to me, it's so much fun and overrated. There was a single player and a multiplayer mode. You play as, I want to say Aragon. I believe Argon, leader of the Gorgonites.
Archer. His name is Archer.
Oh, Archer. I'm sorry.
I got
Argon.
you. I got you.
Gorgonites is where I'm getting from.
Yeah.
Archer, yes, leader of the Gorgonites, who fights, obviously, Chip Commando from the
God, Chip Commando.
Commando Elite. It's
I
so
want
good.
to watch that movie now. Like you're not only selling me on this game. I want to watch this movie again tonight.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Here, I also got you some gameplay footage if you do want to relive this game with me. But basically, it's very much a third-person corridor shooter. We're shooting different low-tech monsters and like robot monsters, and obviously commandos from the game. And then you're just completing tasks, and you're in the fantasy world of this game that the movie's based on for these characters, and it's wild and nonsensical and awesome. It does some actually very interesting things with like movement and like how you traverse, because this is, for some reason, there's a lift that like lifts Archer up. He grabs it and does like a almost swanton bomb forward to like launch himself sideways. It's so bizarre. But yeah, no, I think that this game had its grips with me at a very early age as just someone who could just buy games. Small Soldiers, for some reason, spoke to me. Specifically also the multiplayer, because the multiplayer, you were playing as Archer and I believe it's one of the other Gorgonites versus Chip Commando and someone else. I think it was like Nick Nitro or some silly.
That sounds right. That actually
sounds about right.
Any of the
and then basically it was like it was just a shooter. It was just like a third-person shooter where you're just in corridors. It was like kind of it brought back the feeling of like a third-person version of GoldenEye. Of like you're just going through the levels and then you're just shooting. I also watched the gameplay because I was trying to remember. And Archer has like a bow and arrow thing, but for some reason in the game it like changed colors of like bullets that he would shoot. It was just weird.
Dude, you're so on this.
It's and this is all from memory, and then obviously I watched this video just to prep myself to be like, did I remember that correctly? And then yes, so highly recommend Small Soldiers on the PSX. My honorable mention, of course, if I didn't do this one, was going to be Star Wars Phantom Menace.
Oh,
I had a blast playing that game too as a kid.
That game is such trash, though. You gotta go with the best episode 1 game.
I don't know whether it was just because like we were younger or what, but licensed games used to be the shit.
Yes.
Like, where if you get a licensed game now, it's just horrendous. But I mentioned it in the live, in the DualShockers reaction opening night live, Hercules was a damn good PS1 game. As was, I think it was Toy Story 2.
Yeah,
the
game. Another great like licensed game.
No, 100%.
That game is 100% certified.
I wanted to bring up Rugrats too, because Rugrats to me was also one of the best, especially the mini golf section. But then I think of so many like PS2 games too. Like my favorite PS2 game, I don't want to just start listing a bunch of games, but Lord of the Rings on PS2.
Oh yeah,
Two Towers and Return of the King.
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah. I played this. I was definitely young here. I played a hell of a lot of Finding Nemo on the GameCube. That game.
As long as you didn't play Shark Tale on the GameCube. That game is trash.
So what a time to be
I
alive.
mean, y'all
100%.
know my pick for the best licensed game of all time. It's that episode 1 pod racing with
Of course,
my
of
pajamas. It's so good. I love that game. I don't know if it's so good right now, but like, give me a remake. Give me a remake.
I mean, you can
We
play it right
almost
now,
managed to make it an hour without Nick mentioning pod racing.
almost.
Almost.
It's on brand.
an hour.
It's my brand now. Like, the first thing I ever did was a reaction, or not a reaction, a prediction stream for Battlefront 2, and it was with my friend. And I said, maybe we'll get pod racing. Criterion's in this. Maybe we get pod racing, and my dreams are still shattered. But one day, yeah. I don't know about you, Sam, but I'm pretty sold on this. I think we rank these, right? I'm losing my touch.
I think we will.
Yeah,
I can't remember what we said.
this.
It's been a while.
I'm buying this. This is going number 1 with a
Yeah.
bullet, because guess what? I'm gonna be watching that movie tonight as well. God, I love that movie so much.
Yeah, I just love the idea of the kid like owning the toy, not the kid, but his family owning the toy
Yeah.
shop, and yeah.
It's just such a
Yeah,
whimsical film.
I forgot that film existed. Like, I watched it a lot
did.
growing up, but it's just one of those ones that you kind of just forget about. But yeah, I'm going back to that. I can almost guarantee my girlfriend's never watched it, so I'm going to introduce her to it and
Yeah,
show her a good time.
that's right. Show her the Barbie scene. So fucked up.
Oh god, that Barbie scene. I remember even like when I was a kid, I'm like, this is not right. There's something here.
There's something weird about it. But yeah, Small Soldiers.
Number
Should have been on the PS1 Classic
yes.
for licensed games.
Now I want to look up gameplay footage and it not be as great as what you described. But like, you've sold me on it 100%.
Yes.
And with that, number 1 is Small Soldiers for the PS1. Number 2 is Shadowrun for the Xbox 360. Not to be confused with Shadowrun Returns for the PC.
Yes.
And we're going to our last thing, the weekly game that rounds bi-weekly, monthly. Not we know what
now at this point.
Yeah, we've moved it all around. The monthly game in which the Defiant Stallions battle the Calm Phantoms.
I have nothing for you.
I'm officially making that. That's you. You guys have to go.
You can keep it. You can keep it.
Yeah.
This is a bit we do on the show, Mario, where I just am super enthusiastic about our names, and when it's my turn with the guest, it's me like, you have to do the trots. You have to do the trots. Commit to the bit. Anyways, this week, of course, is my turn to challenge Sam on a fictional video game character 20 questions. Are you guys ready?
You know how to play 20 questions, Mario?
Yes, I do.
20 yes or no questions to guess which character Nick is masquerading as.
Gotcha.
Just the scores last week, or the last time out, was the quiz, wasn't it? Where you scored 5 out of 5. You're in the lead overall.
Yeah, the scores are the Calm Phantom 5 and the Defiant Stallions 8.
All right.
So
Mario's like, all right, you're fired.
Sam, do you know how to cut video? No, I'm just kidding.
cool. I'm gonna kick us off.
All right.
Are you a male character?
I am a male.
Are you a character from the 90s?
No.
Okay.
Same question, but the 2000s, so 2000 to 2010.
Yes.
Okay. So like PS2,
Number
360
3.
era. Okay.
Yeah. What have we got in that window? You've got GameCube, would Nick be nice enough to give me a Nintendo character? That's what I've got to ask myself here.
No, he's not a Nintendo.
No, that's not one of the answers. He's just talking to himself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
Yeah, that's just us
I'll give you that
talking,
one.
So
you gave me one last time. I'm giving you one this time.
Okay.
That's our freebie. Okay, so we've got PS2, PS3,
Xbox,
Xbox One. No, Xbox 360.
360.
Early 360 or PC, but I can't imagine it's PC.
I guess we can go either PS. I don't think you do a PC, but we can either go PlayStation or Xbox. Is it a PlayStation console? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a Xbox character?
It is not.
So it's a PlayStation character. Okay.
Are we happy to just assume that it's a PlayStation character? Yeah.
I assume. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. So were you first featured?
Is that number 4?
On? Yeah, I'm jotting them down just in case.
Yep.
Were you first featured on the PlayStation 2?
You were first featured on the PlayStation 2.
Okay, so this is where my head's at. We know what game. I think I'm possibly already there. We know what game does Nick love on the
I don't know if
the
you are.
PlayStation.
Doggy dog.
Nick's a big Kingdom Hearts fan, right?
Oh, fuck that game. That's where you're more getting ass.
All right. I mean, how many questions? So we have what? 4? We have.
We're on 5.
16.
Out of 20.
So we have 15 more questions.
Yeah.
I mean, the question is, so if I ask it, is it a Kingdom Hearts game?
It is a Kingdom Hearts character.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Are you the main character from Kingdom Hearts?
I am not the main character from Kingdom Hearts.
No. He's got to be.
I want to make it that easy on you guys.
I don't know any of the other characters.
All right.
So I may be getting screwed here.
Are you a Disney character?
I am not a Disney character.
So he's a Final Fantasy.
I mean, technically they all are, but
you know
not,
what I mean.
Yeah.
I
am Tetsuya Nomura himself.
Potentially, he has to be one of the male Final Fantasy characters, or from the game, obviously.
So, the extent of my knowledge is Sora, is it?
Mm-hmm.
That's the main guy that you just. Yeah. He said no.
So this is where I'm.
I can help. I played enough of it. There's
This is
Riku.
where I'm leaning on you.
There's obviously the Final Fantasy characters, so Cloud, Leon, or Strife, or whatever you want to call it.
But they would have come from PS1 because they would have been Final Fantasy. So it's got.
So it has to be a mainline.
Kingdom
it has
Hearts
to be like Ansem is the only other answer that I got. So we got Riku or Ansem.
So is what defines Riku? Like, how could we narrow it down?
They're both basically the same character.
That's the problem. Is that they're the same character?
Kind of.
Do they have different hair colors or just something that
no,
we
it's just he gets Nord. He becomes Ansem. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I could.
Kingdom Hearts. Okay. Are you an adult?
I'm not. Well, in the first game, I'm not an adult. Yeah.
Wait.
No, in the first game, I'm not an adult. In the first game.
You're an adult later?
I mean, yeah. They all become adults.
Are you mean a teenager? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay, it's Riku.
Yeah, it's Riku.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So Riku, in the beginning of Kingdom Hearts, he gets Norded, and he kind of gets Ansemed. Ansem fuses with him, and then becomes the darker version of himself, and he wants to bring about darkness, and then Riku's like, "No, I don't want you," and then he just Ansem embodies full body Ansem.
It's like the plot of Kingdom Hearts is the plot to Call Me by Your Name.
I mean, you're not totally off.
It's like, I don't want you, but I really shouldn't.
So that was 6 questions?
It was more than 6.
Okay.
I think it was 9 or 10.
Okay.
But it puts us in the 4-point bracket.
Yep.
So
which
means we take the lead.
Do it.
I'm not doing shit, my friend.
The calm phantoms.
All right.
So
We
the
win.
Calm Phantoms
Yeah.
at 9.
We did it.
At 9 points. And the Defiant Stallions leading behind the trail at 8. Trot, 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 trot.
Why are you trotting? You're losing, damn it.
You know what? It doesn't matter. We're Defiant.
My
It doesn't
Kingdom Hearts
matter.
knowledge came in effect.
Yeah, I love throughout the entire thing. I'm just like,
Yeah, I know. I saw the cup. I knew what you were doing. I saw the cup.
I didn't see the cup.
I wasn't gonna make it like super easy for you being the main character, but I wasn't gonna make it like Young Xehanort or some shit, or like Organization 13. You know, someone.
No, 100%. My little fun story with Kingdom Hearts is when I tried to play the first one, I was blinded in one eye, so I couldn't play. I was in Vegas, and I don't know what, I'm not gonna tell the whole story, but I got in Vegas and I got blinded, and they took me to the Grand Canyon. I couldn't see the Grand Canyon, which was wonderful. And then basically we're like, all right, you're just gonna stay in bed and play games, I guess, with your like one eye like this. So I was like playing Budokai, and I was playing Kingdom Hearts 1.
You were taken to see two magnificent things, Kingdom Hearts and the Grand Canyon.
That's right.
Yeah,
So
I would have never have got that if I was on my own.
yeah.
So I'm glad you were here for.
Yeah, if it was just you, I probably would have just given you Sora. Is it the name of the horse in Ghost of Tsushima? It just
That was the second horse I picked. No, I picked Shadow. Never mind.
Yeah, it still floors me where I'm just like, Sora, let's go. And I'm like, this is weird. Anyway.
Did you say... Never mind. Yeah.
Wait, what did you think I said?
No, there's spoilers for the horse.
Okay. Wait, never mind. I was going to spoil a totally different game about a horse.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're only Act 1. Never mind.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yes. So, with that is your co-op stop for the month. Again, going forward, we're going to do monthly. We're going to reevaluate in January when we have a little bit more time on our hands, hopefully, to do things and reassess how we want to do this podcast. But let us know how you like this format. Of course, we will be in the comments below. It's youtube.com/ShockandMcPain. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Sam, where can they find you?
You can find me at Twitter at Captain Woodsy. I'm going to plug some DualShockers content here. We've got a couple of PAX panels coming up. September the 14th. Me, Mario, Scott, Cam, Ricky, and Asa, who was our last guest, are debating our N64 classic console, the 10 games we'd like to see on there. That's at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, prime time slot. So I would very much appreciate it if you came and watched that.
Me too. I very much appreciate it. I want you to see how far Conker's Bad Fur Day got on the list.
No, I'm excited. From all like the turmoil I've heard from this panel, I'm so excited to check it out.
I don't know if you noticed yet. I mean, Sam noticed it, but if you noticed, I've mentioned a new game every time.
I know. I have to. The one that floored me was how far the South Park racing game.
Yeah, see how far that goes.
The answer will shock you.
That's right.
And then, of course, there is the Persona, or what we want for Persona 6 panel that we did with Logan, Ian, Alyssa, and Ryan, and Scott. I was like, wait, there's someone else in there. Scott. Yeah, there's a fun panel, just us talking about our thoughts on Persona as a whole and what we want from the series, of course. Again, that is on September 14th. I believe it's 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check that out. It's really cool just to be on a PAX panel. I was super nervous on it, and I don't think I did as well as I wanted to, but at the same time, there'll be more.
That was the second ever thing I've hosted. The first being an episode of the Co-op Stop. The second thing I've ever hosted was a PAX panel. Like, holy shit.
Yep. I can't even imagine. But Mario, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And where can they find you?
You can find me at that Mario Rivera on Twitter. That's pretty much where I exist. I exist there a lot. But you will also find me working along with obviously Nick and everyone on the team at DualShocker. I keep saying DualShockers is YouTube. YouTube.com/DualShockers.
I always run on the thing of find the videos at DualShockers.com. I'm like, no, Nick, that's not where it is.
Yeah, I mean, you can find them. There is a tab for them there, and then you'll find them in the articles. But also, if you subscribe at the actual DualShockers YouTube, that helps us greatly. I'm trying to keep hitting that number higher and higher and higher, especially for this year. And then, of course, actually, eventually, I will be doing more streaming stuff on Twitch because eventually I'll be unemployed, so I'm gonna need to do that. So it will be at twitch.tv/that Mario Rivera. Basically, that Mario Rivera, you can find me everywhere except for OnlyFans.
I like it.
I'm just going to shout out the video stuff because these guys do some damn good work over there. And I've really enjoyed watching the stuff that you guys do. It's like some top tier content. One of Mario's videos, like 11K views now, which is
xCloud video.
Awesome. Yeah, the xCloud video, which we talked about earlier in this episode. So go and watch that. Go and watch everything else because it's awesome.
That video almost never came out.
Yep. And now it's I think it's almost like closer to 12 now.
Now it's over 12.
Yeah.
So that had a great
That's
time.
insane. I think even mine's like over almost 1,000 at least. I haven't checked it in a minute.
Yes. You did. I think you actually had crossed over
That's awesome.
finally, and I was very happy about that because it caught the wave. I knew it would. It just took time.
Yep. And of course, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Mario, for joining me. Thank you, Sam, for joining me. And until next time, take care.